The following is a presentation of SC State Athletics.
It's the biggest and most important game of the season for the South Carolina State Bulldogs as the Bulldogs entertain the North Carolina Central Eagles. The Eagles are currently in first place in the MEAC. Last season, South Carolina State finished first in the MEAC. North Carolina Central was second. Earlier this season, the Eagles beat North Carolina A&T. Also earlier this season, A&T beat South Carolina State. Does it mean anything? We're about to find out. Coming up next on the Buddy Pough Show. Quarterback pass. Corey throws a slant. It's caught. Touchdown! South Carolina State. Outside there. It's a pitch in the end zone. That's Corey. Pressure coming. Got to let it go. Throws it out there. Caught. Touchdown! Brings it back in. South Carolina State. 16 yards. Breaks through the 15, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdowns. Kendrell Flowers. He keeps it himself. Devontae Green got wrapped up and gets him on the turf. Coach Buddy Pough, North Carolina Central, this is for real, a big football game.
It is. These guys are coming in here to try to whoop us, and we got to do everything we can to stop them. We need to play really well, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Defense wins championships, but at the same time, you can't go out there with a totally null and void offense. So our guys have got to be able to run the football some, and of course on defense, we got to stop the run.
How important is it, Coach, for you to get off to a positive start?
I think it's big, but now we are going to play to the very end. That's the one thing I can tell you regardless. Our guys finished the game. Now, whether or not we got some more to do than we need to have at the end to finish is an issue. But at the same time, I don't think you're having a problem with us, at least attempting to pass the message on through.
You start talking about North Carolina Central. You start with quarterback Davius Richard, who's been so effective running the football and throwing the football, but really more running the football when he is able to get out of the pocket.
And running the football and maximizing every one of his runs. He gets 5 when you think he should have only got 4. He does a lot of stuff in the passing game that scares you. But what really impresses you about this young man is his toughness and his mental telepathy. The guy is a heck of a football player, and he's into it. So I've enjoyed watching him this week, and I'm just hoping that I don't see some of the stuff that he's doing against other folk against me.
And, we talk about Davius Richard, but Mookie Collier is a really effective running back. Yeah. A little bigger kid than what the size. Doesn't look like he's that big, but he's a big, strong kid.
Yeah, and he's starting to pull up the pile on some yardage too, and it's starting to hurt people with the stretch play out the back door of the weak side of the field, which is a really scary place because you got to play all those other guys other sides. Everybody's got these RPOs going where they got run game going backside and pass game going front side. It's kind of hard to figure enough people to find to stop all them people, all these different concepts. So it's a tough deal, and these guys being tough on top of that really make it all a hard thing to defend.
Coach, quarterback is so important. Corey Fields, of course, very focused. It's about time for him that breakout game you've been hoping for where he's above 50% in passing.
Please. We need a 70%er. We need to get his percentage up in the 60% range. And the only way you can make a 45% go up is you got to go over in the 60-70 range to pull that 45 into 60, So we want him to have an outstanding day, and I'm telling him that 70% at the very least today. And if that's the case, then we need to make that happen through these next 5 games.
Coach, what's going to be the difference? What's going to be for the winner to win this football game?
I think we've got to play really well on offense, starting with Corey and his completion percentage. We got to take away the drops. We got to do all the stuff on offense, run the ball, and then on defense, we've got to tackle like hell and not let these guys get the extra yardage.
All right, Coach, best of luck this afternoon.
Thank you very much, Ernest.
It's a short kick. It's high. Rakim will field it at about the 4-yard line. On the right side, he's at the 10, at the 15. Rakim at the 20, at the 25. Got a lane at the 30. Across the 30 to about the 34-yard line. Here comes pressure. Corey back to pass. Throws it out. Caught. Kendrell Flowers makes a catch in the North Carolina Central territory. Breaks a tackle at the 40. Down to the 38-yard line. Kendrell Flowers broke 3 tackles with the pass out of the backfield. Looking over the defense once again. Bulldogs showing blitz. They snap it back. They give it to Collier. It's blown up in the backfield. What an incredible play. Richard now has got a man in motion from the right slot. He goes to the left. Back to pass. Richard's looking that way. In trouble. He is going to be wrapped up, brought down. B.J. Davis, I think, was the person to get there. No, I'm sorry. That's Zaire Keith from the corner position on the corner blitz. Handoff inside. Mookie Collier breaks it outside. He's got a lane. Mookie Collier could be gone at the 40. 35-30. Zaire Keith tries to grab him, pulls him down. Touchdown, North Carolina Central. 60 yards. Electrifying run by Mookie Collier. 2 receivers to the wide side, 1 to the left. All tight to the line of scrimmage. Play action fake. Corey looking long again. Corey floating it out there. He's got Shaq Davis out there. Shaq makes a catch at the 29 of South Carolina State. That's another Bulldog first down. 3 Bulldogs to the right. They fake the pitch. Corey's back to pass. Throws a screen. Alex James has it at the 25, at the 20. First down at the 15. Down to the 13-yard line. Shotgun snap, Corey back to pass. Corey looking long. Corey throwing it out there. Got Shaq. Touchdown, South Carolina State. Corey fields to Shaquan Davis, and the Bulldogs are on the board. So just like that, with 13 minutes and 26 seconds to go in the first half, our score, North Carolina Central 7, South Carolina State 7. Long snap count, Richard back to pass. In trouble, pass is knocked away. B.J. Davis with the deflection. They snap it. Richard's back to pass. In trouble, sack. Back at about the 14-yard line. Shotgun formation for Corey. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Throws it out in the flat. It is caught. Shaq Davis. Shaq breaks a tackle. Shaq gets free. Picks up the first down on second, third, and fourth effort up to the 39-yard line. Corey, play action fake, kind of throws it out of the backfield to the tight end. Khalil Ellis up and over into the end zone for the score. Shotgun snap, Davis back to pass. Davis looking, in trouble, throws it out there, got a man wide open, caught, touchdown, North Carolina Central. That was Quentin McCall. They've got 3 down linemen. Man, they are just not wanting to give up anything in the pass game. Corey Fields keeps himself over the left side. Corey gets through, goes down at the 22-yard line. Eric Brown the snap. Snaps it back to Tyrese. Tyrese gives it to Kendrell. Kendrell pushes forward, close to that goal line. They didn't signal touchdown just yet. It's going to be, now they say touchdown.
Signal touchdown, yes indeed.
Kendrell Flowers with 3:02 to go here in the first half. Caleb snap is low. Jordan gets it down. Gavin's toe is in it. It is up, and it is no good. Richard back to pass. Here comes pressure. Richard steps up. He's got a lot of room to run. Davis Richard gets the first down and more. Richard is hit down at the 46-yard line. There's a snap. Play action fake. Richards back to pass. Richards throws it. It is knocked away. Beautiful play by Kendall Moutry. Bulldogs get pressure. Olivo's kick is up. It is no good. It's Hall of Fame weekend. South Carolina State leading North Carolina Central. Our score is South Carolina State 20, North Carolina Central 14. All right, Coach, first half, South Carolina State, North Carolina Central. Not much going on in the first quarter. Defense playing well. We kind of trade stops. And one play we break down, and Mookie Collier goes off for 60 yards.
You know what? We keep giving up that big play from time to time, and that kind of worries me. But at the same time, we got back in and got our offense on the field and had one heck of a drive. I think it probably started about our 4 or 5 yard line because it seems like we got 10 and they penalized us 10. I think it was about a 110-yard drive by the time we got all the penalties and stuff mixed up in there.
Now, Coach, you used a lot of different, you went way in your playbook. You got creative on offense, and it really created some imbalance on them defensively. You got Tyree Snick in the game, and just him being on the field made a different dynamic for the offense.
We tried to just give him a little package where he could do some things to draw some attention and maybe make, them kind of wonder, what could he possibly be out there for? So I thought it was neat, and I think we now kind of building that goal line package around him some. Now we got to figure out what he can do at the point when we get him on the field and goal line. We got to score. So, we seem to be doing pretty good with the little deal, and I need something to kind of entertain him a little bit. So hopefully he'll continue to find, something that'll make him, real valuable to us.
It's kind of interesting, Coach. Kendrell Flowers rushed for 80 yards. He got off to a slow start, but then you threw the ball to him, and that seemed to open him up, and he seemed to be more aggressive as you ran the football into the football game.
That was big in the whole scheme of the third down conversion part of our offense. He converted several third downs for us, and we need to try to find something to kind of give Corey an opportunity to increase his completion percentage. That stuff is the kind of stuff that you can put in. We threw another little dinky-do ball to Khalid Ellis, and he scored a touchdown. You know, that kind of stuff is how people get their percentages up in the 75 and 80% range, you know, from time to time. So hopefully we're starting to kind of figure it out a little bit and going to get him to the point where we can actually increase his percentage, his overall percentage, to a respectable number.
You talked about that. Corey Fields was 21-31, which is 67%, Coach, but he was really able to spread it around. Had one missed on Shaq that was a big play, but Shaq caught one that, of course, that in the first half that, you know, was our 14th point.
Kind of wants to throw the ball a little more vertical when we need to throw it a little more horizontal on the deep ball so that he can continue to kind of run across the field. It's hard when you run across the field to bend back to the sideline as you're, you know, trying to track a deep ball that way. So for that reason, we've tried to work with him to try to see if we can get him to throw the ball. I see Coach Spurrier back on the same, he throw it over there, throw it that kind. He is the same kind of situation that Coach Spurrier and his quarterbacks had. So hopefully, you know, we start now to get that kind of develop in a way where we'll start to really hit some deep balls.
Eagles scored, Coach, again on another big play in the first half, and when you boil down to it, the two plays they scored, the two scores they had were all on big plays,
exactly.
One play.
If we can hold them to not scoring in 50-yard chunks, you know, then we basically can stop them. The problem is we keep getting those big plays, and we got to figure that out a little bit because, you know, that's the problem.
You come back after the game's tied at 14, Coach, and you put together another drive and move it back down the field and take the lead, and that had to make you feel pretty good. And then your defense, it looks like that North Carolina Central is going to score going into the locker room, and your defense really stands tall.
It did, and their field goal kicker had a little bit of a poo-poo occasionally, you know, that kind of way, and you know, gave us an out on a couple of those drives. So we were trying to just make sure they didn't score touchdowns, and at that point then, you know, we could kind of keep the game in hand that way.
That was the way the first half ended on Saturday. South Carolina State leading North Carolina Central 20-14. We'll take a time out here on the Bud Q Show. We'll come back with more after this.
Your home is where your memories live, where you laugh and where you love. We understand the importance of the valuables under your roof, tangible and intangible alike. So no matter what's around the corner, we'll be there, offering you and your family the support that's made Farm Bureau Insurance a trusted name for nearly 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Hey, South Carolina, you can make a choice for your Medicaid health plan. Choose Healthy Blue. With Healthy Blue, your whole family is covered for free or low-cost checkups and prescriptions, plus eye exams and glasses for kids and adults. Get all this and more from a plan backed by the Cross and Shield. The choice is easy. Get Healthy Blue now at choosehealthyblue.com/SC and get more from Medicaid.
Prisma Health keeps South Carolina hearts beating strong. As the largest cardiovascular provider in the state and home to the only freestanding heart hospital dedicated to the prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of heart disease, we provide the heart care you need. With more innovative treatments like LVAD, more specialists, and more locations closer to you, we're doing even more to help you be your healthiest you. Prisma Health, the heart and vascular experts.
I like being patient, you know, trying to set up my blockers, and then when I find a hole, just hit it hard as I can and just go. I started to model my game after Le'Veon Bell when he was at the Steelers. That was my favorite running back. Then Saquon when he was at Penn State. I watched a lot of Saquon Barkley. I played receiver actually in my 10th grade year. My first year on varsity, I played a lot of receiver, so I had a lot of time to learn how to catch the ball, you know, how to do certain routes and things like that. So the goal for myself is to just stay healthy. I want to play all the games. You know, I want to be there for my guys when they need me.
All right, it's time for the Prisma Health Injury Report here on the Buddy P Show. And Coach, of course, big injury for South Carolina State. Not a big guy, but a big part of the offense. Richard Bailey going down.
Yeah, Richard has we think, a foot injury of some sort that might keep him out for a while. And that's kind of Corey Fields' comfort zone. He played with Richard in high school, and you know those guys kind of go hand in hand. But you know, we'll figure it out. Jordan Smith, a couple other guys seem to be coming along pretty good. Hopefully we can get him going. But you know, the rest of our team seems to be pretty healthy. I think Jameer Benjamin is still kind of out a little bit. He's one of our corners from Spartanburg, South Carolina. Hopefully we can get him going here pretty soon. But the rest of our guys seem to be in pretty good shape.
It's nice to be on the Prisma Health Injury Report, Coach, and you did not mention one offensive lineman.
You're right, we did. But now, you know, they all dinked up. They're not, the offensive linemen by nature are always a little bit hurt, so they just need to go ahead and see if we can block somebody.
All right, that is your Prisma Health Injury Report for the South Carolina State North Carolina Central game. We'll take another time out here on the Buddy P Show. We'll come back with more right after these messages.
At Founders Federal Credit Union, we know success is a team effort. We're always cheering for you, side by side, so you can dream big and achieve your goals. Offering products and services that put you in the lead, whether that's helping you buy a car, build your savings, or supporting your community. We're here with the financial support you need. That's teamwork. Score big with Founders Federal Credit Union. Relax with Founders.
Think big. Something life-changing. I'm talking education. Let's get inventive. Blow things up in a good way. Do it for 20 years? Wake up and education has received billions in funding. Who does all this? If you've ever played one of these or these, that would be you. Yeah, thank you.
Kicking toward the scoreboard here in Orangeburg. The Jumbotron, the new Jumbotron. Gavin approaches. It's an onside kick. It is going to be recovered by North Carolina Central to the 50-yard line. Davis Richard, the quarterback. Richard gives it to Collier up the middle. Collier at the 40, at the 35. Collier tried to make a run on Zion Keefe, and Collier goes down to the 24-yard line. Back to pass Richards on third down. Richards steps up in the pocket, throws it out. It is caught wide open. E.J. Hicks. Hicks drive forward for the football. It's recovered by South Carolina State. Oh, they say touchdown. They say he broke the plane. Back to pass is Richard. Pressure coming. He steps up in the pocket. He's got room. Here he goes. Davis Richard. And brought down by B.J. Davis at about the 18-yard line. And you know, it's almost as if he was anticipating the grab. 32-yard field goal attempt from Olivo. His toe is in it. It is up, and it is good. So with 4:29 to go in the third quarter, South Carolina State now trailing 24-20 over North Carolina Central. Corey, back to pass, play action fake. Corey throws it out there. It's got Shaq. Caught it at about the 38-yard line. That's a 1st and 10 Bulldogs. 1st and 10 at the 37 of North Carolina Central. Shotgun snap. Back to Corey. Looking that way again. Corey flips it out to Kendrell. Kendrell breaks the tackle at the 30. Kendrell gets another first down. Goes forward to the 25-yard line. Shaq is on the backside of the trips over here on the left side. Corey, back to pass. Looking left. Throwing. Has man out there. Caught. Shaq Davis, touchdown. South Carolina State, 21 yards out. Bulldogs take the lead. Snaps better. Toe is in it. It's up and no. Good. Two receivers tight to the line of scrimmage, one to the left. Bulldogs moving around on defense. They give it to Collier. Buki Collier over the left side. Collier's got one man to beat. Dwayne Nichols made the tackle, but a pickup of 15. Richards keeps it himself over the left side. Richards break free at the 30, 25. Richards makes a man miss at the 15. Once again, the Bulldogs had him wrapped up in the backfield. He broke free. There's a snap. Richards back to pass. We need a pick. Richards, plenty of time, throws it out there. It's intercepted. We got a pick. Dwayne Nichols at the 5. Nichols at the 10. Dwayne Nichols pulls it down. We need a pick. We got it.
Wow.
Game riding on this one play. 4th down, Richards back to pass. Pressure coming. Richards in trouble. Richards nearly tackled. Richards running the football, throws it out. It is incomplete, knocked out of bounds. They tried to hit Collier. It's an incomplete pass.
Bulldogs
South Carolina
take over.
State will take over. Corey hands off to Kendrell. Kendrell goes forward. Kendrell breaks free. Kendrell down to the 8. Kendrell. And they're pushing him forward. They push him down to the 6-yard line. 2 seconds. Bulldogs don't even have to snap it. That is it. And some of the crowd are under the field. And that is the final play of the game. South Carolina State with a huge win over North Carolina Central by a score of 26-24. Second half, South Carolina State leading North Carolina Central 20-14. This was the first game, folks, that South Carolina State did not win the toss. North Carolina Central won the toss, which means they deferred to the second half. They began with possession, Coach. That was different for us because, of course, we usually get the football, but they had the football to begin the second half.
Yeah, and, they got a good break because we tried to kick past the start of the second half and didn't quite get the kick we needed. And the ball wasn't up quite long enough, and, it wasn't quite angled up, but it was a good try.
North Carolina Central had a couple of opportunities, point-blank range, Coach. A couple penalties backed them up, but the defense, and you talking about it before the game, never quit fighting and really got us out some harrowing situations.
Those guys played their fannies off. And that last series where they drove the football down, I mean, they were within 2 points of us.
Green Bay Packers on you right down the field running the football.
Why take that chance? At the same time, thank you. So, we look like we, just kind of saw ghosts or something because, it scared the life out of me. But Dwayne Nichols intercepts the ball. He runs it out of the end zone. I'm saying get out, but I'm so happy he intercepted. I didn't want to say too much. So at that point, we just kind of took our fortune and went on to the house.
Let's go back just for a minute, Coach, and talk about your offense in the second half. You needed to drive. You were down 24-20, and Corey Fields put one together.
We did, and we got, first of all, a good short field in a way where, we ended up punting the ball back to them, and it started with Dyson Roberts putting the ball down inside their 10-yard line, and then we got a three and out stop after that particular possession. They kicked the football back to us. We got it about midfield. We got a first down and hit Shaq Davis on a what we call a cargo route, which is a route that you look like you're running a corner ball, and you come back and run a post. And it was a big play for us to score at that point. Then we got ahead. At that point, that we were just trying to hang on for dear life.
Bulldogs did hang on for dear life and pull it out, 26-24 of North Carolina Central. We'll take a time out here on the Buddy Pough Show. We come back, we'll tell you what's up next for your South Carolina State Bulldogs.
This is where the formula ends and the magic begins. We take the mold, shake the mold, and break the mold. From late nights in the gym to later nights in the library, we grind. Because if you think greatness is a game, think again. Here, nothing shines unless we all do.
Your home is where your memories live, where you laugh and where you love. We understand the importance of the valuables under your roof, tangible and intangible alike. So no matter what's around the corner, we'll be there, offering you and your family the support that's made Farm Bureau Insurance a trusted name for nearly 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Why do we travel? Why do we fly? Are we called by the excitement of untold adventures in faraway places? Driven to shape the future of our world, or to share our world with future generations? We designed Columbia Metropolitan Airport for you, and her, and them. So when the day arrives for your next journey, we'll be ready to get you there. Columbia Metropolitan Airport. Fly with ease.
Hi. Hi. Oh, we all just got new smartphones at Cricket. Hi. Hi. Hola. Hi. Hi. Bye.
Get great seats, safer, simpler, and smarter with TicketSmarter. Choose great seats from over 125,000 live events, all backed with a TicketSmarter 100% ticket guarantee. Get your tickets smarter at TicketSmarter.com.
All right, South Carolina State gets a big win over North Carolina Central, and Coach, it's unfortunate, but it's true. Every game now is big from here on out. Morgan State in Baltimore.
It's we're gonna go home, Ernest, and we are still in it. So I can tell you that it's a lot of fun hanging in here for another week. Hopefully we can go into the house with these next 4, but at the same time, this is next on the docket. So we're gonna try to see if we can win another game.
Damon Wilson, the new coach up at Morgan State, came from Bowie State, Coach. He's trying to change the culture at Morgan State.
And is doing such. They are playing the University of Delaware today, and they're hanging in there pretty tough. They played North Carolina Central the week before, that Thursday night prior to our game last Saturday, and played very well for a while. I think Central kind of got away from them toward the end of the half and kind of blew them out a little bit. But Central can do that to you. And they were in the process of blowing us out there for a few minutes. So, we hung in there and kind of weathered the storm. Morgan didn't quite do it. Hopefully, we can get in there and get after Morgan a little bit here next week in Baltimore.
That's going to wrap it up here for the Buddy Pough Show. South Carolina State getting a big win, 26-24 over the North Carolina Central Eagles. We hope to see you this week coming up when we head to Baltimore, Maryland to take on the Bears of Morgan State, and next week right here on Bally Sports Southeast on the Buddy Pough Show.